Today we're going to talk a little bit more about understanding your reality in a different capacity, because a lot of what's happening here, or a lot of the suggestions or the way that it's worded perhaps, is taking you guys away from your desired state rather than towards it. All right? You're going away rather than towards. Does that make sense to you? All right? So let's talk about this. So first, let me say this. Everything you need is in the present moment. Right here, right now. It's in the present moment. Okay? Heaven is found in the present moment. God's time is now in the present moment. Okay? So a lot of the times, what happens is you're told, please ignore reality. Please discount it. Please forget it. Don't pay attention to it. Ignore it. So what are you doing in this case? You're actually avoiding being present. You're actually walking away from your desire, because what you resist persists, you see? And so what you really have to work on, however, hey Ruth Ann, how are you, babe? What we really have to work on, you guys, is understanding that the only thing on display is what's in our heads. That's what we're going to see outside in every direction. It is you. Think of people like your walking thought bubbles. Think of every single circumstance as a direct reflection, a pre-scripted reality that runs on autopilot without you. All you have to do is animate it with your state. Okay? You're working with the zero field potential. The zero field potential is 5D. In 5D, everything exists there, okay? It exists as waiting potential. It has not yet been animated, okay? Kind of like, think of it like a choose your own adventure book for a second with me, okay? When you read those books, it says, if you turn left, go to page 5, and if you turn right, go to page 7. Just as an example, okay? Until you turn that page, until you walk in the direction of that choice, okay, both of those possibilities exist potential. And once you choose, you animate the whole thing from within. The reason this is so important is because you have to understand that your body is the quantum leaping technology that is choosing what you see. Your body. Okay? It's like a projector. It's like this thing that animates everything. It basically allows you to see your mindset. It allows you to exist, play, and see your mindset and participate in it in a 3D capacity. It allows you to do that. And so it's kind of like your body is this biosuit that allows you to play inside this video game, and this video game is self-propelled by you. Okay? By you. And the way that this is working is your mind is basically depending on you to tell it. So it's this back and forth, but you and your state and your choices and what happens next determines what's going on. But it's always you. This is what love is. Love is aware that it is everything. It is one, not two. Love is everything. Okay? Now, love can animate anything. You are that. You are choosing. All right? But everyone in your reality, everything you see with your eyes do not exist without you this way. You animate every single potential from within. You are deciding. And so this is the thing. It appears as if others have a life of their own and their movement and everything, but literally their scripted auto script runs based on what choices you made, who you're being, what you're doing. But it is always you with you. And so often in relationships, what you all do when you're trying to change some kind of reality or manifest some kind of reality is try to change what's already there. Or you're basing all of your reactions on, so what do I do if they do this and that kind of thing? But no, see, that part runs on autopilot. It does not need you to mess with that. That runs on autopilot. Okay? What you need to become aware of is, what are you saying inside your head? Are you remembering that this person is you in the mirror in time? This is you in time. You are never not looking at yourself and your created state in time. It is you. So for example, let's say you get in an argument with a lover, okay? It is up to you to be loving even in this argument. Okay? It is up to you to remember that you are talking to yourself, that you are triggered by yourself, that everything you think you're doing, your subconscious doesn't know anyone else but you. You are the one deciding. You are this. And the thing is we've been doing this the whole time, but we've been unconscious about how we do it. All I'm trying to do is make you aware of what you already do. And that's so key, because you don't have to break your head trying to figure out how manifestation works if you understand that you're already doing this with your state. It's imperative. It's imperative at all times to be one with God. It changes everything. You never treat someone horribly if you remember you're talking to yourself. Now, if they did something horrible to you, okay, according to you, you're not a doormat, right? You still have to respond, you still have to treat, but you have to try and remember you're talking to yourself to maintain that balance, okay? Oftentimes, right, what you guys say is, how do I ignore 3D? Or I want to punch him, or I want to hit him, or I'm so mad, I'm trying not to react, and I want to yell, and I want to do this, right? In that moment, do you realize that you've just fallen asleep at the wheel? Do you realize that? You've fallen asleep at the wheel. Why? Because right now, you are treating this person as if it is not you. And then the script runs on autopilot, and you're sitting there arguing with yourself in the mirror. I know, it looks like a mother, okay? But scripture tells us, okay? You are partially known to yourself. You see the dark, and it is not until you're face to face in the mirror. Listen to those words. It's not until I'm face to face in the mirror of another that I can fully be known to myself. Why? Because the only thing on display is my thoughts. And since I cannot see my thoughts, my invisible knowing is known through what has been made visible, so I am without excuse. So when you guys say, how do I ignore 3D? That question is so fucking flawed. It's not even funny, excuse my language, but it's because where are you trying to get? The present moment. Where are you trying to be? God's time is now, the present moment. So when you say, can I ignore 3D? Do you realize that you are walking away, not towards? You're supposed to be participating in 3D. You're supposed to look at it head on, but not with the eyes of, this happened to me, wah, 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 okay? With the eyes of, this is me on display, here are my thoughts, here's what's going to be represented. Now, many of you know there are 7 different mirrors of which you can see yourself on many dimensions, but it's all you. Okay, you're this giant projector, right? You've got all your little chakras here. All those little chakras are determining, oh, are you going to see your mother's reflection? Are you going to see your father's reflection? Are you going to see your present state of mind? Are you going to see your judgment mirror? Are you going to see your balancing act, which is attracting you to people, places, and things? All of these mirrors are determining what you see out there, and the thing is, nobody explains it this way, so you have so many different dimensions going on, and as long as you're not aware that you're its creator, okay, you are participating in such a way that circumstances can make you their bitch. You're enslaved. It's a mental slavery, because see, everything you do is going to be dependent on what happens out there. Because you're going to participate in it that way, unconsciously. And that's how we've been doing it this way forever. What I'm asking us to do is to become conscious of the fact that we create everything with our state and become aware. And also remember to be love when you're dealing with your partner. Remember, in a relationship, you guys, many of you may or may not be in a successful relationship, but if you're going to be in one, right, if you really, truly, truly love another human being, you must understand that it's a mirror. What you don't know you're thinking, what you've disassociated from, what you think you're not, or the balancing polarity. If I am a man, then I have a woman. Or if I'm a masculine energy, regardless of gender, right? I'm going to go for the feminine energy. I'm going to be seeking this balance, regardless of gender, because it's nothing to do with gender, yes? Okay, this is the other half of you that you cannot see, that you don't understand. And so in love, what you're seeking to do is balance your nature through this mirror, but you must, in order to pass the test, remember at all times that this is you. Now, the formula is, take care of yourself, source first, right? It says God first, that's you, okay? Then you treat the rest of God as if it is you, in that order, okay? Now, what happens with a lot of you is this, okay? When someone you love mirrors back your fears in a relationship, the unwanted things, the things that you're afraid of, you know, oh, maybe you wanted someone to want commitment and they say things like, I don't want commitment, okay? That's when you all are learning to do a few things. You're either going to participate or you're going to try and force it into place, right? I'm giving you a third option. Become aware of your choices and base them on you, not them. Become aware of your choices and base them on you, not them. Often you guys ask, how do I live for myself? Like, what do you mean you don't do things for fun for yourself? You don't develop your knowledge, you don't pursue your hobbies, where's your substance? Where's your internal substance? What are you doing to really, truly appreciate who you are? Are you going out there and doing the things that match the person you're trying to become? Because it really, really, all of that other stuff runs on autopilot. The only person you gotta be concerned is you, the creator that is perceiving itself from all angles, okay? I'm sorry if people don't describe it that way, but that's what it says in the Bible. Okay, and even if you didn't believe in the Bible, it's what it says in the Quran. It's what it says in the Vedic. It's the same thing. You would think all these scriptures are saying the same freaking thing because that's the constant. It's true. You are the truth within things. And so then, if you can be loving, that is the most powerful thing in the world, because now with this type of knowledge, you can treat everyone accordingly. Here's the thing, if you don't know how to love yourself, if you don't understand yourself, and you're second guessing this is the reason that you're struggling in relationships, okay? This is a reason for all fights. Not to mention the dynamics here, so I'm gonna explain something this way. If I were masculine, regardless of gender, predominantly masculine, I think with my rational mind and from this point of perception up here. Okay? This is where I'm at. I'm process oriented, I'm analytical, I'm how to, all these thoughts, okay? This is where I'm at physically in the quantum body of all bodies that we share, if I'm the masculine. If I'm in my feminine, I'm down here in my heart, okay? Closer to my emotional nature, this is where intuition comes from, all this stuff, okay. Now the space between you is what you're working with, okay? Because it's two bodies, okay, that are one. And so you must be able to decipher what's going on and also understand the perspectives. So if I were to place a 6, okay, a 6 on my person, and so here I am a woman, and I look up, okay, and I look up, I see a 9. I see a 9. My point of perception, it's a 9. The 6 is upside down. If I look down as the masculine, I see a 6. Okay? This dynamic is going on all the time because you're using each other as mirrors to see what's between you and what's preventing you from being loving to one another. In truth, you are one and the same body. It appears separate so you can participate in the 3D illusion, okay? But now I want you to remember what I said. So when I argue with my partner, I'm going to argue everything from the 9 perspective. That's the 9 perspective, and what I see is 9, it's 9, it's 9, it's 9, okay? The masculine is going to order everything from the 6 perspective. Both of you are correct. Your angle of where you're looking at something from determines what you see. And so the fact that you see a 6 and the other person sees a 9 is very relevant here. Because when you're trying to balance out and not argue and understand one another, you have to understand the differences in the point of perception. You have to be able to see through their eyes, and they must be able to see through your eyes. And the only way that occurs is if you're aware to be one. If you can make a conscious effort, even if you cannot see it, to treat this other human being as if it's you in all times. Okay? So now, let's say it's a new relationship and someone voices my fears. Here's where you all get trapped, okay? You go into survival mode and protect mode. I don't want to get hurt. All these potentials you are animating because they are doing you the grandest of grandest gestures and showing you inside your head, showing you your fears, showing you your pitfalls, showing you things where you can miss your mark, okay? And rather than seeing it like that, you are judging it as they're doing something to me, or they're saying stuff to me that aren't, and you see? Or ignore it because I don't want to deal with it. If you are the only one on display, and your soul's curriculum runs on autopilot for you, not being present to what is, not looking at it head on and saying, I didn't know I was thinking that. I didn't know I was doing that. Ooh, look, ooh, he just said, I'm scared of this. You gotta look at this like a scientist, you see? I'm not saying, it's almost like a dual understanding, because although you're responding and paying attention, you're very present to all of the clues that they are giving you, because this represents a different point of perception in your mind. Okay? Because I read people's minds all the time because I'm one mind with all of you. I read my partner's mind all the time because I'm one mind, not two. But in order to have this perspective and understanding and make this your reality so you can see it and you can gain this ability, you're gonna have to remember that this other person, although it looks separate, is your counterpart energy that represents your thoughts and things you don't know you are thinking. And when you are faced with these fears rather than reacting to those fears. That's what they're trying to tell you when they say ignore 3D. Rather than reacting to these fears, you all need to be taking mental notes. You all need to be like, filing it away, okay? Now with that understanding, they are showing me what I don't know I'm thinking, and you make your little mental notes, okay? Now, once you are, whether you're with them or not, okay? Once you have some time alone, now your next move, now this becomes an autopilot thing, okay, eventually. Your next move is predicated on the fact that they just helped you see what you didn't know you were thinking. So they're literally telling you how to behave in the reality. But the only way to maintain this power over everything is to have this source perspective. Because if I fall asleep at the wheel and I forget that they're doing me the extreme favor of showing me into me, I miss my mark. And so your next manifestation moves are literally predicated by what's happening in your reality. And if you started treating it that way and you started being present, you would get to where you want to go faster. It's when you resist what's in front of you that what you don't want persists. You are literally the reason you don't have something. Are you waiting around? You'll be waiting a long time. It's about being present. It's about being that person. It's about becoming aware that they represent your mind on display. If you can maintain this source perspective, the world is your oyster. Everyone responds well to this. So long as you love yourself, you know how to treat yourself, you're going to be fine. It's not a mystery anymore. You don't sit here and go onto the group and say, he said this, what do I say next? Which you guys tend to do a lot, right? You would know because you're present. You're aware it's your thoughts, okay? I had a client who, for a year, tried to manifest her person, 1 year. And she finally gave up, which was good because, you know, you got to let go of your desire. I've told you this. As soon as she let go of her desire, this person showed up and said, I haven't thought about you. I've thought about you this whole time, this whole year. So basically her manifestation was working the whole time. She just couldn't see it, right? All right. But because she didn't work on her fears and she didn't address it like she was told to, when he mirrored back her fears, they got back into the old trap of fighting back and forth. Does that help? No. That's why it's about you. Everyone says this, well, how do I get off autopilot? How do I get off autopilot? You do that by becoming present to what's in front of you so you can understand. If you are that hyper aware, you are aware that you are aware, manifestation runs differently for you this way. It really does, but you can't be avoiding it. You can't be part of this whole cancel culture thing, okay? Because this is, it's not that you can't, I take that back, okay? You're delaying what you want because you're refusing to face the present this way, okay? God's time is now. It's instant. It always happens. But if we're not present, if we don't make peace, if we don't, you see, all of these things, if you really, really get hyper attuned to what people are saying, your next step is automatic. It makes sense, makes sense, makes sense. If someone voices my fears, what do I need to say to this person? What do I need to hear in the moment? If this were me, how would I treat this person? This is how you need to be behaving. This allows you to keep your boundaries. This allows you to not be a doormat. This allows you not to ignore. And this will get you where you want to go faster. But you have to be willing to face the present moment. Everything is found in the present moment. It's not about ignoring things at all. In fact, that's the reason for the delay. That is the reason. The other delays that are going to happen is when you try and manipulate others. This whole, he loves me, she loves me bullshit. Okay? They're going to love you if you love you. If you don't love you, then you're going to choose people that don't love you so you can see how you don't love you. Okay? So again, it's a mirror of you, and you have to be present to this level of awareness on what you're choosing and how you're choosing, and are you choosing for you, and are you treating everything in balance? You guys, I've never had my heart broken. I've never had anybody want to leave me. Why? Because I treat them like I treat myself. That's it. That's it. I love me some me. Okay? So that makes it really easy for me to love another, for me to treat this person as if it's me. You know, that doesn't mean that I don't get triggered, doesn't mean I don't forget. We all do, we're human, okay? But you are working on remembering to be source, remembering to be source, because in all honesty, as source, you defy the laws of the natural known universe, because creation and manifestation is not logical. And many of you who sit here and trying to break things apart into the how, what, when, and where, you're wasting your time, because sooner or later, something so ridiculously unfathomable will happen, so beyond logic, that you will realize that it's not logical at all. So why are you trying to apply logic to something that is not logical? However, you can give yourself a one-up, because the object of the game in every moment of your existence is, can I make the unconscious that I can't see visible to me, so I can see into me, so that I can understand how to be in my reality without confusion. Because as long as I do it this way, I am never confused. I never wonder what's next. All of my actions, all of my steps, even my manifestation rituals will be based on what happened the minute before. Okay? So if someone says, I'm not interested in commitment, I would say, oh, okay, cool. We'll let you go because I want commitment. However, okay, this tells me that I'm attracted to people that aren't interested in commitment, because something inside of me is afraid to commit. So I'm going to be withdrawing people that don't want to commit. And so now I know what I need to work on for me. I don't give a fuck about them. That ain't, nope. It's me now. They did their job by being the messenger so I can see into me. So now I know what part of my self-concept to work on. This will tell me. Like, people say, what's going on? Everyone I like seems to reject me, but then the ones I don't want, that's a rejection wound, plain and simple. Now you know what to do in the present moment. If you're rejected, now you have to research rejection, okay? You have to research the autopilot behavior. This is how you heal all of this stuff. I don't understand why this isn't so obvious, but okay. You have to research the behavior that you do on autopilot. Then you'll recognize yourself, okay, in the mirror. And now you must choose to do the opposite of that so you can experience the new state. Problem solved, rejection wound healed. But you, yourself, must become aware that what you are being in the moment is animating all the flesh around you. This state will run on autopilot, so you don't have to worry about what's going on, but you do have to become aware of your state, because this state right here will animate everything in your image so you can see into yourself. And if people don't say it that way, they should. I'm behind the veil. I absolutely understand how it is. This is the reason why I don't desire things, because it's all me. Why would I desire anything? It just comes to me now, no matter what it is. Whatever I want. Okay? Just comes. No effort. That only occurs when you know you are the source of everything. You are after the biggest prize in existence, yourself. And if you don't understand that, you're going to be going for all the little fish and get distracted by that. But see, here's the thing. If you catch this one big fish, this awareness that you are everything, guess what happens? You gain everything. Everything you ever wanted. So by pursuing this little fish, you might miss the prize fish, which then takes you away from your desire. This is why often I tell you, it's not about them. Ever. Ever, ever. It is you who needs to change and become aware of your state. The reason this is so difficult is because you can't see how you are being. Right? If I said, okay, look into your eyes. You can't look into your eyes without a mirror, right? Okay, so you can't see your state without the mirror of other people showing you what you're unconscious of. Okay? And so, like I said, there are many dimensions of this. If those of you who are interested and you're not part of my mastermind class, please study the Essene mirrors and how they work, or join the mastermind and go back through our history, right? But in either case, I need you to understand you are the only thing on display. And if you understand this, you live unlike everyone else in the world. You now would live as an enlightened being who is aware that it is everything. And that is a very common thing. That's what I'm working towards for everybody. Because as soon as everybody gains this perspective, the world would be a better place. Immediately. Where's the hatred? For yourself? Your own creation? Have you understood it's your universe? So what I'm leading you guys towards is your birthright. What I'm leading you guys towards is the understanding of how to have dominion over your world. And if you want this dominion, you're going to have to understand how it works, how the laws work in harmony with them, and more importantly, be a good God. Be a good one. Be a loving one. Not the petty, he did this to me, blah, blah, blah. No. Be a good one. Because when you do that, the whole universe reflects it back. There's a reason I keep saying in love is love reflected. Because many of you confuse trauma bonds for love and then wonder why it's not love. You have to understand what love is first. And you have to be that first in order to see it reflected back. That's how it's mastered. But if every single time you are one and not two, you're always going to know what to do next and how it unfolds, and you actually get to enjoy and participate in your life rather than ignoring it. All right, you guys, I have a call scheduled that I transposed in time, so I got to give her a call back. But I really hope this sinks in. I'm going to continue talking to you guys about the mirror, about these interactions, about knowing what to do next, about how to work out triggers. Now, I've done a lot of it, but I'm going to start explaining it a little bit more. But you're welcome to go through my channel, go through the archives. I have been saying this. In fact, that's why I stopped. I have been saying this for so many years. I have not changed my story. And the only good thing that I have right now is everyone else sounds like me now too. That's great. That's been mission accomplished. So now all I have to do is start teaching you guys how to interact in the same way, because it's true of everybody. And if you want to be in harmony with your life, if you want it to not be a struggle, if you want to know how to interact with the mirror so that you can balance and receive the love that you are giving, you have to learn that you are the only source image on display everywhere around you. I need you guys to understand how to use everyone as you pushed out to your favor, because it's one thing to understand it. It's a whole nother to use this fact of your existence to your advantage, to gain anything and everything and have dominion over the world, because you understand your omnipresence. That's what I need, you guys. All right, now let me run off. I got to get to this call. Enjoy your summers coming up, right? We're almost at Memorial Day weekend, and we'll talk soon. Love you guys.